How do we feel that collapsing in the fort is working? Do you feel a little bit like it's too much?
Yeah. Too much.
A little bit too much? Okay.
Confusing.
Yeah. So let's, I kind of just getting that sense a little bit. So let's kind of imagine that those wingers aren't coming too much below, between the top of the circles and the hash marks. So that when the D do get it, they can either skate it out of there, or the winger jumps over to the boards and we can pass it. Just maybe not quite as clustered, and you feel a little bit more spread out. I think it just might kind of, sometimes people, I get the sense, are feeling a little bit too sort of jammed up there. On that note, remember on the face-off in our zone, we're trying to get that puck to the weak side so the swinger gets over there quickly, either for a direct pass or for a rim. Right? Get it over to the weak side as often as possible. Okay? MC was just saying that he played a team the other day that had a high forward, was really high, and it seemed really tough to get out of the zone. One good thing is that if they have two forwards fighting for the puck, there's quite a bit of space in between there, so maybe you have a chance, you think, of skating the puck first, getting some speed with it hopefully, and then definitely trying to get it through there is quite a challenge. So if you can, remember the pool shot, wherever the D is, that's right beside her is where you're trying to bank it, and you need to get it up a little bit, 6-8 inches, you know, get it up off the ice. That would be called a 2-3 offense, whereas typically it's more of a 2-1-2. So the 2-3 is just their third forward staying really high. Question about that?
Just what they were doing is they were having those two be on their blue line, and then having that other forward be in the center. So they'd have three along the blue line as we were entering their zone.
Oh, I'm sorry. As well. Okay, so what? So when you are entering their zone,
yeah,
they're like that. Yeah. Fairly typical. You would want to probably. They can afford to be pretty aggressive on the puck when they have so many back on the line. So really, the open area is behind them, so you would want to chip it in rather than try to skate through them. You'd probably turn it over a high percentage of the time. So you want to try and chip it in and maybe try and bust through there with some speed without the puck. I'll watch for that. It's kind of rare, but if they have players coming back, the idea is every team is trying to hold the line and force you to dump it in. But the worst thing you can try and do is skate it through a whole bunch of them if they're standing up on the line there. So that's we'll watch for that again. But using those boards is kind of the best way to get through an attack or through a defense like that. Just a small review: when their D have it in the neutral zone, that we want to attack with the quickest one, closest forward, pressure, don't glide and watch. Pressure right away, make her get rid of the puck. Then the other forwards are kind of waiting back, so that would be a 1-2-2. What often happens is we get too many going to the puck, hoping to steal it, and then it leaves too few defenders in behind, so we want to attack with one player, okay? As soon as they do move it, the next closest jumps right away. Or if they move it to here, next closest jumps right away. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Take away their time and space and make them give up the puck as quicker than they want to move it.
And is that going up in the J thing like we would in the N?
Yeah, there's J like the inside out.
Yeah.
You can do that with your stick here. That's how I like to play. Because if I take away this D-to-D pass, then your other players know that she's going to come up this way and they can anticipate and jump earlier. You can do that. Only thing that does allow is it kind of lets her see what's up the middle here. So you might want to do a bit of a hybrid where you're going directly at her, but your stick is out here, kind of deterring anything to the middle. And that's what we refer to cutting the ice in half, like you're saying, making them come up the boards. and we're ready to jump with our defense or our forward there. The inside out that we talked about was definitely in their zone when they go back to get the puck. Say we dump it in and we're going to chase them, that we're trying to prevent them from getting behind the net. So we've got that J shape or that inside out. And then where's the second player going?
Down the boards.
To
Cut
the
off the
boards
pass.
there. We'll get 10 turnovers there easy. And the other one is coming in here. So we have our triangle. We have a triangle on one side of the ice. And then we talked last time. As the play goes on, the triangle moves and twists and whatever, but if they do get it behind the net, one player forces right away, the other one comes over here quickly, and the other one comes over here. You're always just trying to support in that triangle shape. So you have some width, you're covering some ice this way, but you also have some depth, so you have layers that they have to get through. Again, it's always good to think about the opposite of that. If we have one forward here, and one forward here, they make one pass and all three of us are caught, so we have no depth there. We call it 3 too deep. You get 3 below the goal line or 3 players too deep. You know what I mean? We've created a lot of turnovers by that F2 getting to those boards and making them shoot the puck up the boards. And kind of surprises them, that turnover, so often you can try and walk it to the net and get a shot from here real quickly, or oftentimes your defense are open as well. And if neither of those are, you can even just put it back down into the corner. But you never want to throw it out in front of the net, blind we call it, without really seeing a play, which is really common. You think, oh, I need to get it to the net. If your head's down and you just fire it to the front of the net, but so often their D just step up and take it, and away they go. Okay? Some technique things all over the ice. The rims, or when the puck are coming up the boards, how we're trying to curl with it and get it with movement. Get that speed going up ice. That's all over the ice, but especially for the wingers in our own zone. Centerman on the face-offs, you want to make sure you're nice and wide and that bottom hand is low, so you're strong on the puck. Anytime you're digging for pucks, I think some of us have a tendency to battle for them, hoping and reaching like this, and you're so far from the puck you have no strength. Taking that extra step and getting close on the puck and being strong. And always, remember, if this is their net, always coming at those battles from the top, from the defensive side. So if they're here, we're coming from this side, rather than coming from this side and hoping and reaching, and you lose that battle and they're just gone. So every chance you get above them, so they have to come through you to score. And that way you're always at least in the way, and it might, even if they're a stronger player, it might just hit you, it goes off your foot or whatever. Talk to MC about, as often as you can, if your skating's feeling good, go around them with the puck instead of right at them or through them, right? You have quite a wide range of abilities that you play against, and sometimes if you try to go with a Sidney Crosby move through the feet, then there's a chance it might just hit them, right? Even though he's so wonderful. Just making your move out nice and early and maybe faking one way and just go around them. Don't even give them a chance to check you. And I think maybe that last point is maybe 30 or 15 first shots, but 15 rebounds as well. That second shot is so critical. 80% of goals, 90% of goals are scored on the rebound, not on the initial shot. Especially against goalies, we don't think with Mojo's there. I'm not sure we got one rebound on you, so we didn't. It was quite a challenge. Okay. I'm sounding like we're focusing on the same structural things. I would love to be able to work on the technical skill things. So if you have questions on the bench of what do I do with my stick or my feet or my body in this situation, I think those are things that can really help as well. So please ask. As much as you can, the more the better, because it's often probably somebody else has the same question or the same sort of uncertainty of what to physically do.